Okay. Okay, so today we are interviewing Father Don. I'm Kayla Greiner, the Director of Youth Ministry here at St. Thomas and St. Cecilia's. And we have a new pastor at St. Cecilia's, so we're going to interview him and get to know Father Don.
Okay.
So, Father Don, where are you from?
I am from a little farming community in Nebraska called Genoa. It's a town of about 1,000 people. And our family farm was about 3 miles out of town. My dad and my uncle maybe did around 2,000 acres, some cattle growing up, but a lot of hog confinement type stuff later in my high school years.
I'm pretty sure I showed pigs there.
Say that again?
I'm pretty sure I showed pigs in that town, so I kind of know where it's at a little bit. How big is your family, and where do you fall in?
So, obviously, there's my parents, and then there were 7 kids, and I am number 3, so I'm a well-adjusted middle child.
Nice.
Or a forgotten middle child, whichever you look at it as.
So was it forgotten mostly when you're growing up?
No, I was well adjusted. It's
Nice.
okay.
Nice. Where did you go to college, and what did you major in?
I went to the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology in Rapid City, South Dakota, and I got my degree in chemistry. And then I came to Ames and got my master's degree in inorganic chemistry. And so was my education before priesthood.
Nice. When did you become a priest?
Well, after I got my master's degree, I worked at Hawk Company in town for 7 years in their regulatory compliance. Paper pusher for hazardous chemicals. How's that sound?
Okay.
And so I worked for them for 7 years, and then after that, that's when I entered into the seminary. I did 1 year of minor seminary at Loras College and a summer at Creighton, and then 4 years up at St. Paul, Minnesota.
Nice.
So I became a priest in 2003 when I was 38, I think,
Okay.
37, something like that.
Nice. So speaking of the priest, did someone or something besides God influence you to become a priest?
Certainly Father Terry Rasmussen, who was pastor here at St. Cecilia, was a major influence on me there. I would hang out with him and the Franciscans when I was a parishioner here at St. Cecilia, and so I saw in him a very healthy, happy priest, and so he certainly was an influence. He actually was the one who vested me when I became a priest several years later.
Nice. Who is your favorite saint?
Saint Camillus de Lellis has been
Never heard of that
a
one.
long time favorite of me. It's part of it is because of a kid's book that I read. Kid's
Okay.
wrong word, probably middle school. He was like 6'6" back 500 years ago. I mean, so massive man. And he had anger problems. He liked to beat people up. And growing up, when you're a little kid, I was a little kid, always want to beat people up because you're frustrated
Yeah.
being the weakest, the smallest. So you want to be the strong person. That's what he was. But he overcame that and problems with gambling as well. And he gave his life to serving especially the sick. He founded a order of priests, Camillans, and brothers as well. They were very well known for going into plague places and things like that. So, when everybody was running away from the plagues, they were the ones that would go in, type thing.
Nice. Never heard of that saint before, so it's interesting.
He's about 500 years ago. His feast day is normally like the 14th, but it's been replaced by Saint Kateri Tekakwitha in the United States. So I think his is bumped to this Saturday.
Oh, okay. Interesting. It's
It
coming
is here in
up.
July. It is. It is
Nice.
coming up. So he's one of my saints. I got a lot of saints.
Oh yeah, we always do. What is your favorite book, if you have one?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I probably do the Lord of the Rings every couple years or something like that. And I certainly enjoyed the movies. The books are magnificent.
Nice.
And have so much Catholic theology in them.
I will have to admit, I've never seen Lord of the Rings movie or read the books, and my teens are pretty shocked when I say that. So
You're close to heathen. That's all I got to say.
I have a friend who says that too to me. What is your favorite food?
Food that I don't have to make for myself.
Nice.
I really am not picky about food at all. I've learned, because I've had to interact with many cultures, just to try things and do things and stuff like that. And favorite, I
It's okay. Okay, so I might have heard this wrong, but I heard you were into board games.
I am.
Okay, so what's your favorite board game?
I've got a bunch of different ones right now. I just bought a couple of them. I left with a youth minister, or former youth minister in Marshalltown where I served, on parks, national parks.
Oh, okay.
Their games are very different anymore. They're very more family oriented. Many of them are cooperative. They're not like Monopoly where you wipe people off the board, or Risk where people end up crying because don't attack me, or things like that. There are many different types. They're beautiful art, things like that, and very different topics. Another neat one I just got is called Wingspan, where you're in a bird aviary, and you have lots of different pictures of the birds, and you have to put them in habitats like the forest, or the marshes, or in the grasslands. And some of the birds can be in all of them based on what type of bird they are, how many eggs they lay, things like that. They are really quite fascinating. And some games I have also are Bible based as well. So the Journeys of St. Paul, where you go set up churches throughout the Mediterranean, but you also run into the problems that happened to him: bitten by snakes, stoned by people, thrown in jail. And then it's got the Bible quotes on the cards.
Nice.
So the kids can go look up the quotes while they're setting up these churches. And then the last one is to get to Rome, because of course Paul was executed in Rome. So that's where all the good missionaries need to go in the beginning. You set up your churches, you go to Rome to get executed.
We'll definitely have to keep that in mind for middle school and high school. Thinking that. What is your favorite hobby or favorite pastime that you like to do?
My board games,
Yeah.
obviously that. I would say walking.
Okay.
You'll often find me just walking for miles around town, things like that. That's a pretty standard thing for me to do, especially early morning. I find it very relaxing. Good prayer time type thing too. Just being out in nature is a good thing. At my last place, I was known for pulling lots of weeds and things like that. So you might find me starting to go out here and
pull some weeds.
I grew up on the farm, staying close to the dirt and the earth and life, I think helps in priesthood.
Yeah.
That earthiness, that dependence on the rain, the sun, keeping yourself rooted in this world itself, as opposed to the antiseptic world of air conditioning and everything perfect in the house. I much prefer the outdoors. Just
nice.
So.
Yeah. So then, leading into that, what do you like to do in your free time? Your days off. Should say day off rather than free time.
I am notorious for not taking a day off.
Okay.
I don't, like I said, if I need to, I'll do something, but generally I'm around most of the time.
Okay.
At my last place, we totaled up and I missed 3 days during the entire year when my father died, and that was the only time off I took. So I am really lousy at taking time off, which my pre-support group rails on me constantly. So I'm very bad about it. But the games, I play puzzles. I might build puzzles. Working in the gardens, those things like that.
Nice. Do you have a garden at the new place?
Nope. There's plenty around here to take care of around here.
Nice.
So I think I'll just keep myself content with that.
Nice. What is your favorite liturgical season?
Oh, yeah. Advent is fun getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
Lent can get a little long sometimes, quite honestly. And we actually missed a lot of it this year with the COVID, but I think the Advent and the excitement of the kids getting ready for Christmas is a big thing, because it's that month time of getting ready for Christmas. The kids can handle that month type thing, you know. It's like, and then they're getting excited about it. So I think Advent is a fun time for decorating. I always like trying to create beauty and stuff like that. I hopefully we can do a lot of things that just make the place beautiful, interesting.
Yeah,
So,
nice. Yeah, did you hear about the Lent? Was the lentiest Lent ever this year?
I have heard that term, that and some people never got out of it for the Easter season. It just stayed Lent. It was like, but we have to be a resurrection people.
Yes. So, what are you looking forward to about being back in Ames?
I am a couple of hours closer to my family in Nebraska, so hopefully that will make me take more time off and go do things with my family. That's exciting type thing. Looking forward to new challenges. I'm the type of person that loves challenges. They excite me, they energize me. And so I think any time that there are challenges, that's when I'm most alive, excited, because you feel like you're doing something I hate routine. I love change. I think it's critical to keep growing. And so new opportunities to do things are always something that's exciting for me. So
Nice. Exciting. Do you have a talent? And if so, what is it?
you might find me when I'm walking around or pulling weeds whistling. I tend to whistle a lot of songs because generally I find music in your heart keeps you happy. And so whistling, doing things like that, I like to, when I'm doing my prayers, I often like to chant them while I'm walking around type thing as opposed to just read them. I find that chanting a lot of fun. So I don't know if it's a special talent, but I do it. How's that sound?
I can't whistle, so it's more than
I can
that's
whistle.
talent.
I
So
can whistle.
Nice. Your car that you have, your current car, does it have a name, and what is it?
It does not have a name.
Okay.
When I finished up my 12 years in Marshalltown, I was driving in like a 2002, I can't remember the name of the car. I'm horrible at cars. A good car is one that runs.
Yes.
But my staff convinced me to let the parish buy something for me, so I did. And it is a beautiful car that I got, like 3 years old or something like that. Very reliable. My old one was way over 200,000 miles and was not as reliable as it used to be. So it's a S300. Is that a Pontiac? I don't know. I don't know cars. Good cars run, bad cars don't run.
Yes.
And
Nice.
so it's a very good car right now, but it has no name.
Okay, so last question I have for you is, what's the most embarrassing fashion trend that you used to rock?
Man, these are hard. Embarrassing fashion trend. I wouldn't call it a trend, but my brother Mark likes to remind me as a kid, I would stretch out all my sweaters so they would just get longer and longer on my sleeves type thing. I don't think anybody else ever took it as a trend. They took it as more of, boy, what is that idiot doing type thing. But it was just, I didn't like it shortened, so I kept pulling them out longer and longer on my sleeves, and so all my sweaters got stretched.
Nice.
Definitely not a fashion trend though.
It's okay, but you rocked it.
Okay, I rocked it.
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. Is there anything else that we should know about you?
I'm sure with your originality, you're going to come up with some interesting ones if we do this again. I think.
Oh yeah.
So.
We'll continue to do these. So.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll come up with that. It's a pleasure to be able to come back to St. Cecilia's, where I was a parishioner for many years as I worked and lived here in Ames. Interesting, my townhouse was a block north of St. Cecilia, or even less than a block north. And so it's wonderful to be back. Some of the people I'm starting to even remember the names from way back when type thing. But I'm glad to be back here visiting and working with you, and I look forward to lots of great things we can do in the future.
Yeah. Thanks for meeting.
Thank you.